morning everyone. Welcome to the story that I missed last week. Okay, but seriously, I already told you guys that I'd be missing for the last week of December because the finals are done. Well, I do not wish to speak of my finals. Let's just do the chapter. Let's just start the chapter and not beat around the bush. But first of all, good morning everyone. And before I forget, Happy New Year. It's 2023 already. Happy New Year. Okay, look, I'm not very happy about it. My New Year is not off to a great start. But, well, the New Year has started regardless, so Happy New Year. I hope your New Year has been off to a better start than mine has. Oh dear God. The exams really just ruined the vibe of this time of the year. I'm not happy about it. So, I don't remember what you were doing in the last chapter. Hello, Chester. Mr. Edge. Never a dull moment as a janitor, I can promise you that. Yeah, I really thought that as a janitor you would have more dull moments, but okay. Anyway, Mr. Edge has been a nice character. Fancy seeing you here, Sarai. Hello, Chester. How are you? This was last week's chapter. It's not that I consider making videos work and I don't want to do it. It's more along the lines of, it's winter, you are warm in bed and you just don't want to get up to do anything. Is it time to clock out yet? I'm knackered. I can see that. Ma'am, you go home, you take a nap. So, I was just so cozy in bed. It took me 2 hours to get out of bed just so I could record this video. Welcome. Take a moment to let your eyes adjust. The archives can be a bit dark. Alright, we found out about... What did we find out last chapter? RYUSAKI is not a dark wizard. Thank you for letting me look through the archives, Mr. Elderberry. Did you find what you were looking for? I learned that Darasaki had intended to use his device to help the medical community. But he realized that the device was too dangerous and so he decided to destroy it. Makes you wonder what happened and why he was captured. Oh, I could tell you about that. It was quite a kerfuffle back in the day. How old is this man? He's got to be like 200. What can you tell me, Mr. Elderberry? Anything you know about RYUSAKI'S capture would be helpful. The vigor of youth, it makes these old bones long for the good old days. Let's see what I can recall about the day RYUSAKI was captured. Sir, how old are you? Like, RYUSAKI is a literal legend. If he was... How old is this man? I skipped over the energy section. I thought like they would summarize the whole thing after the energy section anyway. So the International Confederation of Wizards put together a task force to capture RYUSAKI. But it was all a miscommunication, even his death. Huh? I don't get it. Correct, and to avoid the embarrassment of admitting such a thing, the whole incident was covered up, as governments do. Oh, that's terrible. Would you be able to trust those that are supposed to keep you safe if you knew about such a misstep? And RYUSAKI'S device was dangerous. What if someone tried to recreate it? I think that's what Peregine is doing. Even the legend doesn't say what the real device was. It says it was an immortality potion. But the public deserves to know. It's wrong to rewrite history. RYUSAKI'S creation was meant to help medical patients process their trauma. It was meant for good. And what are your thoughts, Miss Silvers? Was covering up RYUSAKI'S story the right thing to do? Absolutely not. It's just that it doesn't give Peregine the excuse. I agree with Elia, it was the wrong thing to do. You can't just rewrite history because you made a mistake. That's how history repeats itself, yeah. Exactly, the International Confederation for Wizards should be held responsible. Perhaps you're right, as history does seem to be repeating itself since the device is being recreated. That would not have happened if the RYUSAKI was not killed for no reason. You seem to know a lot about Darasaki, Mr. Elderberry. More than what the archives say. Yes, that is because I was part of the task force sent to capture RYUSAKI. Whoa! How old is this man? I have to know. Mr. Elderberry, what the hell? You were part of the task force sent to capture RYUSAKI. How old are you? I must know. I told you he was older than soda water, Sarahi. When was soda water invented? Somebody Google that and tell me in the comments. But that means you were in on all of this. All of this misinformation. Yes, I was, and it was the greatest mistake I ever made. It's the reason why I left my job as a hit wizard and became an unspeakable. I couldn't bear the guilt. The secret has weighed heavily on me for hundreds of years. Oh my God! Hundreds of years. This man is hundreds of years old. He's probably more than 200 years old. Oh my God. And yet admitting it doesn't make it any lighter. But surely you have better things to do than listen to an old man wallow in his own misery. You're right. I need to talk to my father about everything I've just learned. He used to know that Ryusaki regretted his experiments and didn't want them recreated. Then perhaps he'll give up on his plan to use mind control to force ministry officials to leave the ministry. Do I sound nasally? Oh, I like Elton anyway. I mean, I doubt our father is going to listen to us. Ah, I see your father is here. I remember the wand I sold him. We don't talk about my father, okay? He sucks. I wonder what the difference is between the soup house leaky and the soup leaky house. Soup house leaky and soup leaky house. I'm not going to think about that. Oh, hi, ma'am. I could go for a steak and kidney. Bye. Every time I read the menu in one of these visiting world places, I'm like, okay, give me one vegetarian thing. One vegetarian thing. I asked Mama Tori if there were in the visiting world, the theme park, when you go to these places, do they not have anything vegetarian? I'm not a vegan by any means, but when I go to restaurants, I would rather eat vegetarian and not meat. I just don't like eating meat anywhere that's not KFC or my aunt's cooking. What was I rambling on about again? Sarahi, I'm pleased to see you again so soon. Yeah, whatever. I don't care about you. Your message sounded quite serious. That's because it is. I visited the Ministry Archives to learn more about Darasaki. And I think what I learned might change your perspective on our mind control plan. You really think he's gonna listen? This man is... I'm skipping over the energy section. Everything will be summarized later. But this Peregine is just... Honestly, I have been so angry with him that I just don't have any words left for this man. I sold your father a hornbeam wand with a dragon heartstring core. That's interesting and probably won't be summarized later. Mine is unicorn hair core. I'm glad he doesn't have that. There's too many soup options in this place. Do they have mixed veg soup or maybe tomato soup or sweet corn soup? They're vegetarian and I would like the soup. Damn, I want soup. I mean, it's winter. It's the perfect time for soup. I'll ask my mother if there's soup available. If you have one of those Knorr packets, it'd be nice to have some soup. If you're wondering, I have a very scuffed train of thought right now. My brain is all over the place. The finals weren't... I mean, 3 of my finals were good and then the last one was absolute garbage. I just wanted to get things over with. And I had 3 pretty good finals and then the 4th one was just... Yeah, now let's ruin that. Ryusaki's creation was dangerous and he knew it. He was going to destroy it so it couldn't be recreated. Your plan to use it as a mind control device is exactly what Ryusaki was trying to prevent. Child, do you think his man cares? He does not. All of this information you learned is from the ministry, right? Yes, from the archives. I was able to read first-hand accounts of and some of Ryusaki's own writing. And it clearly says that the ministry rewrote history. So I understand the thing about the ministry lying. But now I have discovered the truth. You stop. But of course he's not going to. Are you sure? Have you ever seen his handwriting? Well, no, but there could very well be more lies from the... Oh my god, this guy. Well, I already knew he was not going to listen. I'm surprised. I wonder if this is just a plot to stall for more time. You still haven't given me an answer. You still haven't given me an answer about joining R. I'm not stalling. I'm not stalling. I'm trying to gather information to make an informed decision. So you have an answer for me then? Yes. No. I'm still looking for more answers. I can't make a decision until I have all the facts and you're not sharing them with me. Graduation is coming up quickly. No, it is not. This game is going to go on for another 6 months in year 7. And then there's year 8 also. But bruh, I was looking forward to this game ending and me playing some other game. You know I need an answer before then. Don't care. So you said. You're far more stubborn than Jacob. I wonder if you can get that from me or your mom. I hope it's my mom. You are a shame. I'll see you soon, Sarai. Hopefully you'll have your answer by then. Wait, hold on. Yeah, how can I have answers if you... You know, how can I have answers if you just keep going and don't give me answer? This is why I haven't given you an answer. Son of... Never mind. In fact, it looked like the one... Oh. Alright, the amulet you picked. I didn't notice that. It looked more like a brooch, honestly. In fact, it looked like the one Ryusaki was wearing in those portraits I saw. Which portrait did you see? I need to get back to the archives to see those portraits again. Okay, now they'll actually show us the portraits. Okay, fair enough. Honestly, the best part about the archives is the fact that we have this good boy just kind of helping us and playing with us. Look at him! Look at Chewie! Oh, I love him! Oh. Hi, sweet boy. He's so sweet. I love him. I wasn't expecting to see you so soon, Miss Silvers. Oh, I should get a shiny Mastiff or Mobostiff in the. Oh, I'm like 4 Pokemon away from the shiny Charm in Scarlet and Violet. I have Violet version, and I just tried to get the shiny Charm. I want a shiny Mastiff or Mobostiff. I'll name it Chewy or. Oh wait, if it's a female, I want to name it Wisteria. Oh, I have never finished a Pokédex in a mainline Pokemon game before. I'm so excited to finish it. I have only 4 mons left and they're just legendaries. I was expecting to see you so soon, Miss Silvers. Hi. Hi, Chewy. Bye, I don't even have any tea out or scones. Hi, sweet boy. I know it's because you ate the last of the blueberry scones, but I love him. I'm sorry to barge in like this, Mr. Elderberry. Nonsense, your youthful spirit and zest for life are a welcome respite from my filing adventures. I wanted to know if you remembered anything about an amulet that Darasaki wore. Well, the man had all sorts of jewelry. We covered at least 9 rings, 2 of which were solid jade. Cool! And amulet though, let's see. I love him. I love Chewy. I love Chewy with every fiber of my being. He's a good boy that just hands us things. I seem to recall something about an amulet, but my memory isn't quite what it used to be. I mean, I think that's what happens when you live for like hundreds of years. Jesus. You take a gander at that file while I research. While you're at it, let me tell you about your interest in amulets. While you're at it, tell me about your interest in amulets. Oh, okay. Hey, this is the amulet I'm talking about, Mr. Elderberry. That was 8 hours clicking section. I'm not even trying with that. The file says that it was stolen from the ministry. It seems to attract dark witches and wizards. Oh, I believe that was the amulet Rosaki was wearing when he died. Peregine get it from. The ministry has been trying to recover it, but it keeps slipping through their fingers like spaghetti. Earlier you said there was something troubling about this artifact. What was it? Well, like you said, it just seems to fall into the unsavory hands of evil. Even when someone with good intentions picked it up, something always led them towards the dark arts. Oh, Peregine in a nutshell. So, this amulet is basically what Giratina is. It's like the spooky plate given by Giratina. Except Giratina is a sweet baby. Again, I'm just talking about Pokemon for no reason. That doesn't bode well for my dad, does it? I'm afraid not, Mr. Silvers. Yeah, he's not giving that up anyway. That amulet is nothing but trouble and it should be kept safe at the ministry. What do you mean kept safe at the ministry? It got stolen. It either falls into the hands of evil witches and wizards or turns them into one. You know what? I don't care for Peregine. He can turn into one so I can beat his ass. But the amulet was stolen from the ministry. What would make it safe this time? The Ministry of the Magic is the safest place for the amulet. Where else could it possibly be safer? Let me think about it. Is Hogwarts safer? Probably is not a good idea actually to put important artifacts in a school for children, lest the school gets attacked. And the only other place I know which has like a good security system is honestly Gringotts. So yeah, let me just say this. Gringotts is safer than the ministry, Mr. Elderberry. Opinions. No one has ever successfully stolen from Gringotts. Yet. Mark my words, if those bankers don't add the moat I specifically decide for them, then it's all over. I should be taking my leave. But thank you for telling me about the amulet. If the amulet does have some kind of power, then I need someone who can help with enchanted objects. Oh, let me think. Rakepick? No, excuse me. No, she's in Azkaban. I miss her. No, did you really think I was going to get through an entire video without talking about Rakepick? Ha! And I'm not just the person to talk to about enchanted artifacts, Mr. Weasley. He only knows about the Muggle artifacts that have been enchanted though. But the game crashed randomly. I hate it when the game just randomly crashes. I have to do so much editing to sync up all the audio again. I've been working on this case for almost 12 hours straight. I need a nap. You do, sir. Please go home and take a nap. Rami, what if we don't catch that dark witch? What if I get fired? When it comes to jobs, that's always a concern. What do I get fired? Oh no, not another missing needle. Whatever will I do? Okay. Hi, Mr. Weasley. I don't know where we're going to him. I think we're just stalling at this point. Hello, sir. I am so glad you asked Fee for my help. It's not every day the young witch such as yourself asks about enchanted objects. Thank you for agreeing to talk to me, Mr. Weasley. I know that you work in the misuse of Muggle artifacts office, so you must deal with a lot of bewitched items. Indeed, why just yesterday there was a cursed rug zipping around London. What? Which reminds me. How is Jacob doing? Molly's been asking after him. She's worried he's not eating enough. Somebody has to worry that my brother is not eating enough. Oh, Molly Weasley. Like, Jacob is her son now. Like, screw Peregine. Jacob is just Molly Weasley's son now. I love that. I love that so much. I sure hope his stay at the Burrow was quite safe. He's doing alright, Mr. Weasley. Jacob's been reconnecting with our dad. How wonderful. No, it's not. Yeah. Or perhaps not. Is something wrong with Jacob bonding with your father, Sarahi? Yes, very wrong. I trust these people, so I'm gonna tell them. You're right, there is something wrong, Mr. Weasley. Our dad isn't exactly the best role model, and I think Jacob might be falling for his charms. Give me the tea. Give me the tea. I have tea. Which is great. It's 2:30 in the morning. Our dad isn't exactly the best role model, and I think Jacob may be falling for his charms. I told him I thought it was nice that they were hanging out and bonding, but I don't know. I'm just worried. Jacob is a bit of an idiot and shows our father actually. Families are often one of the most complicated things in the world, but also one of the most rewarding. Yeah, when the family is good, then it is. It doesn't matter if they're the people you've chosen as family, if you're related by blood. Watching someone we care a great deal about make a mistake can be painful. What do I do, Mr. Weasley? I don't want Jacob to make a mistake. Sometimes the best thing we can do is let someone make a mistake. Yeah, but not when these mistakes can lead to someone literally dying. Really? Really? You have to allow people in the room to fail, to make mistakes, and then to grow. Alright, thank you for the advice, Mr. Weasley. I'm going to let Jacob frick up. I mean, it's not like we had a choice anyway. Oh, of course, Rai, you're a friend of the family. In fact, we may as well call you an honorary Weasley. I would rather be a Weasley than be related to Peregine. Oh, I keep Polly Weasley just worrying about, hey, I don't think this boy is eating enough. Give him food. It's like the best thing. Food is just the best thing. Best love language. Now, I believe you wanted to talk about enchanted objects? Yes, that's right. I'm more than happy to share my knowledge about enchanted objects. Oh, okay, that was the end of the conversation. It is oftentimes just, I feel much better when I skip the energy sections. You can bewitch just about anything. Unfortunately, you can't usually tell if something is bewitched right away. Usually, you have to interact with an item and determine if it's bewitched, which isn't ideal with dark charms. Because a dark charm affects the target in a negative manner, right? Exactly. And some of those dark charms could completely change someone's personality. It would depend on the charm that was used, but yes, it would. Oh my god. You know what? I understand. MC has to an extent missed their father, so they're trying to make excuses for Peregine. It's just that we as players know that he does not deserve any excuses. You said you encountered a curse CD that made anyone who touched it laugh uncontrollably, right? It's not a personality change, but it is a physical change. Charms are a very powerful type of spell. But remember, bewitch doesn't necessarily mean that the object will negatively affect someone. And if an object had a curse on it, would it make someone do something they wouldn't normally do? It has to be a powerful curse, but it can definitely happen. I wonder if Saki's amulet is cursed. That would act strangely, almost like he was a different person. What does that say? Nothing, Mr. Weasley, I just had a thought. Could you tell me if there is any way to identify if an object is cursed? Are there any telltale signs? Without touching the object, I'm assuming. Sometimes you can detect dark magic attached to an object. It's a feeling you get like chills down your spine. I see. It's an eldritch chill down your spine. Okay, I'm still thinking about Volo. The game, it's so strange. Like, Legends Arceus came out in February 2022 and then in November 2022 we got Scarlet and Violet. We got two Pokemon games in the same year. No wonder Scarlet and Violet are so broken. Is there no other way to tell? Not unless something terrible affects you when you touch it. Geez, how do people tell if there's a cursed object? Like, in general. Blimey, I have plenty of experience with cursed words, but not many with objects. Just the bludgeon that Gunnock Jones wished at the cursed CD from St. Mungo's. If you're interested in learning more about cursed objects, I can point you to the right blog. Really? That'd be wonderful, Mr. Weasley. Not a problem, Rai. I'll tell him to meet you in the all-purpose room. Wait, who is this? I promise he's the foremost authority on cursed objects at the ministry. Who is this? Don't just send me to a stranger. Then I can't wait to meet him. I'll go to the all-purpose room. Wait, don't just send me to a stranger. Tell me who this is. Yeah, why is she here? Has anyone seen a Niffler in here? Oswald escaped from the magical creatures department. Again. Where is Sickleworth? I am concerned about Sickleworth. He has been missing in action for about 2 years now. What happened to the boy? Mr. Davies, how many times did I tell you to pay attention? Oh my god, poor Chester. Just remember, Chester, you only have to deal with her for a little bit longer. No, who is this foremost authority? Do you just... Oh, there he is. There's Niffler. Under the chair. Oh, this guy! What's his name? Oh, you're Mr. Callum, right? You were lurking about with Mad Eye. I wasn't lurking. You always insult the person sent to help you. Sorry! Mr. Weasley sent you. You're the cursed object expert. More like Arthur cornered me in the magical games and sports where I was talking to Ludo Bagman. Why were you at the magical games and sports department if you're a cursed object expert? Now that would be telling. You want to know about cursed amulets, eh? Then I'm your lad. Alright. Well, I brought some reports for us to look through. Whoa! Everything on cursed amulets and their effects in the last 200 years. Oh my god! How did you know I was interested in cursed amulets, Mr. Callum? I'm pretty sure Mr. Weasley just told you. Does it matter? I have the information you need. What exactly do you do here at the ministry? You know all of these people and you knew exactly what I needed. You'll find out soon enough. Jesus Christ. Come on then, let's look through these reports and I'll tell you about the creation of cursed objects. Okay. Why so sus though? By the way, is anyone going to address the fact that there's a Niffler under his chair? I assume Hogwarts curriculum hasn't changed since I graduated. I mean, you seem like someone who graduated recently. Creating new curses is extremely dangerous. Let's see. Here, you will want to read this one. It's about an old Japanese amulet. Oh! Yeah, I want to know. Sometimes strong emotions can leave imprint on objects. I see. Arthur may know about bewitched items, but cursed objects are a bit different. Ah, I see. This is about a cup that was cursed non-verbally when the drinker died. Ha! Please let the day be over already. He's so annoyed. Mr. Davies, you better not be slacking off. Umbridge needs to go away. Where are you, Oswald? It's time to go home. He's out of the chair. There are so many different ways something can be cursed. Oh my god. Are you really that surprised? Magic is driven by emotions. Don't they teach that at Hogwarts? Yes, but I hadn't expected to be that influential. Like an item can be cursed on accident. Accidental magic happens all the time. We even have an accidental magic reversal squad. But that's usually for underage magic, isn't it? Magic is surprisingly volatile, Saraki. Your emotions can impact how intense a spell is. I see. Wands are sentient and every wand forms a bond with its owner. Some can even protect the spell we need. So if magic can be uncontrollable during bouts of intense emotion, Ajay, what? Could an object be imbued with magic on accident then? Say if a wizard dying a tragic death accidentally bewitched an amulet. That is oddly specific. Yeah, I thought he'd say that. I've never encountered it personally, but I would say it's entirely plausible. Why are you so interested in cursed amulets? Have you found one? When I don't know what option I'm supposed to take, I just take the one that would usually be locked because of attributes. Because I have no better ideas. It's my father. I think an amulet he's been carrying is cursed. I wanted to confirm though before I confront him about it. Oh. What? I wasn't expecting such a candid answer. I'm sorry about your father. Thank you for the help, Mr. Callum. Always happy to help a fellow curse breaker. So that's what you are? A curse breaker? That's cool. Nah, I'm just a janitor, huh? Like Mr. Edge? Well, I've got a bit of business to attend to, so remember to avoid touching or getting close to cursed objects. Don't want to get yourself bewitched. It'd be a shame and a wee bit ironic for a promising curse breaker to get cursed. And good luck with your dad. Thank you. If you ever need to know more about curses, you know where to find me. In the magical maintenance department working as janitor? Aye. Perhaps I will Mr. Callum. He is so snarky. And honestly, snarky behavior is more trustworthy than nice behavior these days. So I want to trust this guy. Seems nice. But for now, I need to find my brother. I've got to tell him about this cursed amulet. Especially if I want to uncurse my dad. I'm pretty sure he isn't cursed. I'm pretty sure he's just doing this on his own. And with that, this chapter is over. That was a lackluster chapter. I mean, okay, so already in year 7, we are almost at like 60 chapters. This game is never gonna end. Which is a shame. I want this game to end. Jesus. That's it for this chapter then. Pretty lackluster. Honestly, I think if I paid attention last week, I could have just made this video in the middle of my exams and that would have made no difference whatsoever. Because honestly, at this point, making excuses for Peregine is just stalling. We know this man is BS. We know Peregine is BS. And I want to just beat his ass. I don't want to make excuses for him. So the fact that we are spending entire chapters making excuses for Peregine is he's just stalling. I don't want to stall for this guy. We don't like him. Nobody does. Well, it's such a lackluster chapter which is basically just stalling. I don't exactly have much to say. I'm just thinking like, what am I even supposed to put in the thumbnail? But that's all for this chapter. I hope you guys had a time. I hope you guys had a good time. I will see you again later this week when the next thing comes out. Maybe it's gonna be a chapter. Maybe it's gonna be a side quest that I'll have to skip because I don't do side quests anymore. So, again, Happy New Year! I hope 2023 goes better now for the most part. For everyone. For me also and for you all also. Okay, all that said, bye everyone. Have a nice day. And I'm gonna drink my tea.